Have you seen the cartoon uh, Homer Simpson's? So there's a grocery store guy. He's an Indian grocery store guy. He calls his wife, with love, Chutney bud. So today we're going to make my own version of chutney. The reason he calls her Chutney with love and affection, because chutney is one of the most adored condiment that is used with almost all the snacking, almost all the appetizers, from samosa to kachori to shrimps to kebab. Chutney goes with everything. And chutney is basically made with 5 or 6 main ingredients. But today we're going to make the most basic chutney, which uses primarily 5 ingredients. These are jalapeno, lime, cilantro, mint. These are the 5 ingredients that are used in the chutney, and some salt, of course. But I use a 6th ingredient, and in Pravin's chutney, which is my chutney, I always add peanut. That gives a special taste to it. But if somebody has allergies to peanut, it can be avoided. Same thing, if somebody doesn't like taste of mint, you can avoid mint and use other ingredients. So then somebody doesn't like taste of cilantro, you can avoid that and use other 5 ingredients. So basically, there is no rule for making chutney. You can make it any which way you want. It is delicious no matter how you make it. There is no rule for making chutney. But if you mix your ingredients properly in the right combination, it always comes out good. If you are purist, you would use fresh organic jalapeno, you'll use squeezable, nice, plump lime. Fresh cilantro is a must. Always use fresh cilantro. But you can always buy blanched peanuts instead of raw peanuts. And you can use canned jalapenos instead of real jalapenos. And even for lime, you can use a bottled lime juice. Actually, use bottled lime juice because there is really no huge difference if you use the fresh one or the bottled one. Okay. So step 1 for preparation is that you take half a cup of peanuts and you roast them. It can be roasted a number of different ways. You can roast it in a pan, on a stovetop, or my shortcut, I use a microwave oven. What I do is, if you have half a cup of peanuts, you add 1 minute, 2 cycles to the roasting. So when you roast it like that, they come out nice and roasted, and they're as good as blanched peanuts. So after the first 1 minute cycle is done, you take them out. They should be making crackling noise already by this time. So you give them a little shake, and it looks like they're almost ready, but I'm going to give them another 15 seconds of roasting so that everything gets done nicely. At this point, they are very hot to touch. So you have to let them rest a little bit, let them cool down so that we can peel their skins off, and they'll become blanched like once you peel their skins. But even if you leave their skins on, it's not going to be a big deal. You'll see a little brown color in your chutney, but that's not bad. We're going to ready to make some juice of limes and lemons. So we take limes. These limes are not ideal limes for juicing, so I'm going to make them a little softer by just rubbing them against the floor. They've been pre-washed. So now what we're going to do is cut them in 2 halves. And this is not rocket science. This is something your grandma is used to doing probably every day, making fresh orange juices. So same juicer. We can just juice these limes. So the step number 1, juice the limes. Okay. Step number 2, we chop cilantro in a little bit smaller pieces. It will be easy on the blender when we start making chutney. So doesn't have to be precise, just little relief for the blender. We put this in colander because this has not been washed yet. Put this in here. Then we put other ingredients in colander as well. Most importantly, the mint and jalapeno. Run everything through wash cycle. It's a regular blender, and we have these peanuts that we were getting ready to blanch them. So blanching is relatively easy once they are roasted. You just gently rub them. The skins peel off, and then you can just easily blow them up by just gently squeezing them. The skins come out on one side. Skins can be discarded, or they become like this, clean. So we're going to use these peanuts, throw them in the bottom, put other ingredients, a little bit water doesn't hurt, because we need to add some liquid anyways, and then we add our lemon juice that we squeezed. And last but not the least, some salt. So 1 spoonful of salt. This is actually half a teaspoon, so I'm going to use a little bit more. And once it's all ready, we cover it up, turn it on, turn it up. Okay, so the blender starts after a few cycles. So what we're going to do is we're going to open it up again and then mix it a little bit more and then give another run so that all the unground cilantro get caught by the blade. Chutney is already looking good. Do it one more time. If it's not moving as smoothly as you saw just now, there is no harm in adding a little bit of water to it. So one can just add a water if needed. It'll make it a little bit more runnier and it'll be easier on the blender. It was already done, so now our chutney is ready to go. Here we are. Since we have a whole jalapeno in it, this will be on the warmer side. Chutney on a piece of bread, spread it out, and
feed it to your cameraman.
And feed it to your cameraman.
Ma'am.
Feel it to your own chutney, but